Hello, and a very warm welcome to Slow and Simple English. I'm Anna, and I'm so happy you're here today. This is the place where we take our time, breathe deeply, and learn English together, without any pressure.
And I'm David. It's always a pleasure to share this space with you, Anna, and with all of our wonderful listeners around the globe. Today, we are stepping out of our usual space. We're going somewhere slower, even simpler, somewhere that smells of flower and possibility. You're invited into my kitchen.
Your kitchen. Now, that sounds wonderfully different. Is this where we learn to cook?
In a way, yes. But we're cooking with language today. I am going to bake a loaf of traditional sourdough bread from start to finish, and you are going to learn English with me. Not from a book, not from a screen, but from the dough itself, from the air in the room, from the quiet magic of waiting.
Learning English from bread. I love that. It sounds deeply sensory.
It is. It's what we call a sensory vocabulary immersion. You see, so often language learning happens up here in the mind. We see a word, elastic. We memorize its meaning, able to return to its original shape after being stretched. It's a fact. It's an idea. But what if we could learn it here, in the hands?
Right now,
My hands are in the dough. This is the sourdough starter, a living culture of flour and water. It's wild yeast. It's alive. I'm mixing it with more flour, more water, a little salt, and now I begin to knead.
Knead. A simple, physical word.
A physical action. I push the heel of my hand into the mass. I fold it over. I turn it. And with each push, each fold, the dough changes. It starts as a shaggy, messy mixture. It sticks to my fingers. But slowly, as I work it, it begins to change texture. It becomes smoother. It becomes cohesive. It starts to hold itself together. And then, you feel it. A new quality emerges. Elasticity.
Elasticity. There's the word.
Yes. But now, it's not just a definition. It's a sensation. The dough resists, then yields. It stretches when I pull it gently, and then it springs back. It has a life, a tension. This is elastic. My hands are learning the word. My muscles are remembering it. Elastic. It's no longer just an English word. It's the memory of this specific, slow pull under my fingertips.
That's remarkable. You're building a memory of the word that's tied to touch, to sight, to effort. You're bypassing the thinking, translating part of the brain and going straight to experience.
Exactly. And this is the first and perhaps kindest gift of learning this way. It takes the pressure off speaking. Right now, you are just witnessing. You are linking a word, elastic, to a real, tangible truth in the world. You are building a direct pathway. No translation needed. When you see something stretch and return, your mind might now whisper, elastic.
So we start with the concrete, the things we can touch, see, smell. We build the foundation of our language house with solid, sensory bricks.
Yes. And the next brick, as we continue, is fermentation. Another big, scientific-sounding word. But here, in this quiet kitchen, it is the quietest, slowest magic. The dough is now a soft, smooth bowl. I place it in a bowl. I cover it with a clean, damp cloth. And now, we wait. This is where patience becomes part of the vocabulary. The wild yeast in the starters is now fed, warm, and active. It begins to ferment. It eats the sugars in the flour and produces two things, carbon dioxide gas and alcohol.
That's the science. But what do we experience?
We experience transformation. If we sit here quietly and we have time, we might hear nothing. But if we look very, very closely over hours, we will see the dough begin to rise. It swells. It expands. It becomes airy. The word fermentation is no longer a process in a book. It is proving its aliveness, proving that the yeast is active. It's becoming lighter, full of holes.
This teaches us more than words.
It teaches us the pace of natural learning. Language isn't microwaved. It's baked in a slow oven. It needs its rest, its quiet time to rise in your mind.
So while the dough proofs, what does the language learner do?
They do what we are doing right now. They observe. They describe, simply, kindly, to themselves. Look around your own space. Right now, what do you see? Don't search for complex poetry. Find the simple, sensory truths. The light from the window is softened. My cup is half full. The air feels still. This is thinking in English through your senses. You're not constructing a complex argument, you're just narrating the reality of your moment. This builds fluency in the most gentle way possible. It makes English a part of your noticing, not a separate subject to be studied. Time has passed. The dough has doubled. It is puffy and jiggly to the touch. This next step is one of my favorites. It's called shaping.
Shaping, giving it its final form.
Yes. I turn the risen dough out onto the counter. It's delicate now, full of those gas bubbles. I must be gentle. I don't want to deflate it completely. I fold it in on itself, creating surface tension. This builds strength for the final rise. My hands are learning words like tension, gentle, delicate, structure, form. I shape it into a round ball, a bouleo, or perhaps an oval. It's a moment of quiet intention. And this is where I want to share another tool. While my hands are busy, my mind is free. This is the perfect time for echoing.
Being an echo, your first tip from our last conversation.
Yes. As I shape this dough, I might remember a beautiful sentence I heard recently. Perhaps in a film, a podcast, a conversation, a short, clear, melodic sentence. And I just ... say it aloud, softly, to the rhythm of my hands. I echo it, not to analyze it, but to feel its music in my mouth, to let it live in this peaceful moment. For example, I might whisper, "All good things take time." The words blend with the action. Language becomes part of the ritual, not the focus of it.
It's practice without performance, speaking without an audience.
Exactly. And after shaping, we enter the second weight, the final proof. The shaped dough rests again, often in a special basket called a banneton. This weight is shorter, but just as important. While it rests, let's prepare for the heat. We need a Dutch oven, a heavy, lidded pot. It goes into the oven now to preheat. Preheat the oven to a very high temperature. This word, preheat, is so practical. It's a ready sentence. You don't learn heat and then preheat. It needs to be very hot. These are the ready-made tools in your language toolbox. The kitchen is quiet again, but there's an anticipation now, a warmth building. This is a wonderful moment for the practice we call the 2-minute chat with yourself.
Talking to yourself, it sounds so simple.
It is profoundly simple. Right now, if you're listening while walking, cooking, or just sitting, try it. Out loud, in simple English. Narrate what is happening. Don't judge the grammar, just connect words to reality. I am looking at the dough in the basket. It sits quietly. The oven is getting hot. I can feel the warmth on my face. I am feeling patient. I am feeling curious. That is real communication with yourself. You are teaching your brain that producing English is a normal, non-threatening activity. You are finding your voice, one quiet observation at a time.
And then, the moment of transformation arrives.
It does. The oven is scorching hot. I carefully take out the blazing hot Dutch oven. I gently upturn the proofed dough into it. It lands with a soft thump. It looks pale and fragile. I score the top with a razor, a quick, decisive slash to control the expansion. Then, the lid goes on, and it goes into the inferno. And now, the alchemy happens behind closed doors. For 20 minutes, it bakes under the lid, steaming itself. Then, I will remove the lid, and, for another 20 to 30 minutes, it will bake exposed to develop a crust. And what happens to the language during this time? We listen. We anticipate. First, a faint, yeasty smell. Then, a deeper, richer aroma begins to fill the house. The smell of toasting wheat, the smell of caramelization. This is the Maillard reaction, a complex chemical process, but to us, it is simply the smell of bread becoming bread, the smell of done.
The vocabulary of completion. Golden brown, crusty, hollow sounding when tapped.
Yes! And when I finally take it out, ... here it is. It is steaming. It crackles and sings as it cools. This is the crumb, the inside. We must wait, again, for it to cool completely before cutting. But when we do, ... we see the open crumb, the irregular holes, the chewy texture. This is the result of time, of fermentation, of gentle handling. And this ... this final result brings us to our most important language lesson of all, which is,
this bread is not perfect.
it is beautifully imperfect. One side might be darker, the slashes might have opened unevenly, the crumb might be denser at the bottom. This is not failure. This is character. This is the truth of something made by hand, by a living process. And so it is with your spoken English.
Ah, the relationship with mistakes.
Yes, we must change it completely. Every irregular hole in this bread, every quirk, tells the story of this specific day, this specific dough, this specific temperature. Your so-called mistakes when you speak, they are the signposts of your unique learning journey. They are not red marks. They are gentle flags saying, hello, look here. This is where you are growing. If you say, I go to the store yesterday, and your friend understands you, you have won. You have shared meaning. You have communicated. That is the ultimate goal. Communication. Celebrate the communication. Celebrate the brave act of speaking, just as I celebrate this humble, handmade, imperfectly perfect loaf of bread.
So, from the kitchen today, our sensory immersion gives us a new way to see the journey. Start with the concrete, the elastic dough, the fermenting mass. Learn words through your hands and eyes. Use the quiet moments to echo, to chat with yourself. Collect ready sentences like preheat the oven, and throughout it all, see every step, every result, especially the imperfect ones, as necessary, beautiful, and full of learning.
Exactly. You don't have to bake bread to do this. You can do it with a cup of tea, with the view from your window, with the texture of your blanket. Slow down. Connect your senses to simple words. Let language live in your world, not outside of it.
We would love to know which part of this slow sensory journey resonates with you. Is it the idea of learning through touch? The practice of the 2-minute self-chat? The freedom to see mistakes as signposts?
Tell us. Write to us on our website or social media. Your story might be the quiet encouragement another listener needs today.
If this peaceful way of learning speaks to you, please share it with one person. Learning feels less lonely when we know others are walking a similar, slow path beside us. Thank you. Thank you for spending this slow, sensory time with me in my kitchen, for listening to the bread bake, and to your own growing confidence. Be patient with your process. Be kind to your voice. It has a unique, beautiful story to tell. One word, one quiet observation, one brave sentence at a time. Until we meet again, remember, keep it slow, keep it simple, keep sensing, and keep speaking.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.